Well, that was a very tricky match for Iga, but she gets it done against Suzan Lamens, I think it is, the number one Dutch player in the world. Iga absolutely blitzed through her in the first set, 6-1. It looked like this was going to be an easy two-set match that could be done in like an hour and 15 minutes, that sort of thing. Boy, were we wrong. So Iga absolutely annihilates her in the first set, but it's the second set where she's actually up a break and then completely loses momentum, loses rhythm, loses focus, gets broken 3 times in the second set. She broke her twice, but also got broken 3 times herself and ended up losing the set 4-6. She was serving to stay in the set when it was 4-5 and dropped serve there. Lamens broke and Iga ends up losing the set. And I was wondering, like, oh my goodness, like, what's going on? What's up with Iga? Because when you see players make such a shift in the way they're playing, from playing awesome to playing nowhere near as well, from their first serve percentage dropping, from everything not working as much as it seemed like it was, and you're like, are you timid? Are you hesitant? Like, what's going on with you? And you ask yourself the question of, is this something that needs to happen for great players to win a slam? Any tournament, but particularly a slam. Do you need to have one match where you're not playing well, where your opponent's outplaying you, where you're not doing a good job, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, but yet you still find a way to win? You tweak yourself, you find your flaws, and then you come back and you win the match. Do you maybe need one of those in order to win a slam? Because if you remember, Djokovic, for instance, 2 years ago to 23 U.S. Open, was down 2-0 against Laszlo Djere, his countryman. And everyone thought Djere is absolutely of no threat to Novak whatsoever. And Novak looked like he was about to go out for a split second. Everyone was stunned, like, what's going on? Like, Djokovic should be destroying this guy. He came back and won the match in 5 sets and then ended up losing a set for the entire tournament other than those 2 sets. Maybe you need one of these sets in order to win a tournament, because Iga was by far the favorite to come in here and win the U.S. Open, given her run of form at Wimbledon and at Cincinnati. But after the second set, and after she had 4 double faults, her first serve percentage, it was 70%, but it went way down from where it was in the first set. Her win percentage on first serve wasn't super high. You know, she got broken 4 times, faced 9 break points. Let's give credit to Lamens. She played very well. She upped her game a lot, and that's as good as she can play in the last 2 sets, given the level that she's at. So kudos and credit to her. But Iga, I was definitely worried that maybe something had gotten to her mentally. Maybe she got too relaxed. Maybe she had rushed it a little bit and tried to win as quickly as she should. She went for a lot of big shots, especially in the second set, where you think to yourself, just play your game. Just play the game that you have, which is to be a great returner, to be very accurate, and to be poised and steady. Don't go super big. You don't have the power of a Sabalenka. You don't have the athleticism of a Goff. You don't have that, which is okay. But you do have something that they don't have, which is insane pinpoint accuracy, Rafa Nadal style. Like, that's what you have, and just use that to your strengths and go out and win the match. And it seemed like she was trying to end it as quickly as she could in 2 or 3 shot rallies, and it bit her a lot, and she got quite a few unforced errors. I don't know how many unforced errors she got, but she got a good amount of unforced errors where clearly something wasn't going right. But at the end of the day, she altered her game, and she started playing much better in the last set and ended up winning the last set 6-4. Had match point on Lamens' racket, but that ended up getting saved, and then she got match points on her racket and ended up winning the match. So she did what she needed to do ultimately, which is win the match. That's all. The most important thing is to win the match, of course, but you definitely take some things and you look and you say, will that be different against a different opponent? But hey, tennis is a wild game. You could be struggling mightily. Remember Jannik Sinner at Wimbledon just a few months ago? He was struggling and should have lost, if we're being honest, against Dimitrov, and had his injury or whatever. Maybe his injury was affecting him just as much as Grigor's was. But then he destroyed Ben Shelton like it wasn't even close. And Ben Shelton, you would probably say, is a better player than Grigor, and he destroyed him. So for that to happen, it's kind of crazy how that works. You go from looking like you're not even yourself, not even the same player, to annihilating the next guy who plays you, who you play. So major credits to Iga for being resilient, for pulling through. I saw a stat at the end of this match that Iga's made it to the third round of every slam this decade, the only woman to do that, which is insane to think about, that she doesn't get eliminated early in slams. Even when some matches are tough like this, she's just so consistent, even though she had a bad run of form for like a year from French Open 24 to Wimbledon 25, but it seems like she's back. She's back to winning ways, and she's back to just playing her absolute best. So major respects to Iga. She plays against Kalinskaya. Next up, the 29th ranked player in the world. I don't know too much about her. Yeah, Russian player. Did she play in Cincinnati? Oh, Iga beat her in Cincinnati. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that was the quarterfinal match that Iga played in Cincinnati. She's about to play her again. She beat her somewhat handily, 6-3, 6-4. So looks like, how did she do at Wimbledon? Wimbledon, she made it all the way. Wimbledon, she lost in the second round. The French, she lost in the first round. So she's a bit up and down, and Iga has beaten her. So obviously she's the favorite to win that match as well. But who knows if maybe that she can cause her some troubles. But if Iga maybe gets into that headset, that mind space that she was in the second set, who knows what could happen. Every match in tennis is different, and we don't know what could happen there if that mentality is still there, where you think, I got this in the bag, and you get too comfortable, and you allow your opponent to play much better than you. So we don't know what would happen there. But regardless, Iga Swiatek does win the match. She is through, and hopefully she can keep up that great rhythm that she had in the first set and the third set, and not get played by the second set, and not play like that more often, which could very well lose her the tournament before it even really started, if we think about it, because we think the tournament doesn't even really start until like the quarterfinals for a player like her. So the hope is that she doesn't lose either on Saturday or on Monday of next week, and she just gets the job done.